What do you think about the Palestine-Israel situation at the moment?
I I honestly have no idea what's going on. that is it. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not getting involved. It's way above me. Get out, please. I don't know. Well, come on, man. We got us. Less controversial questions, please.
Coward.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Halal Snack Pack. So KSI, do you have any thoughts about discrimination of black people in the UK? Or as someone in the music industry and have a young audience, what do you think about the glorification of violence and gangsterism in the UK music scene? Would he have laughed at any of those questions? And this message isn't for KSI himself. This message is primarily towards the young Muslims that watch him, that support him, that buy his products. If you don't know who KSI is, he's a YouTuber and a rapper with a massive audience, consisting primarily of young and impressionable people, children, teenagers. And honestly, I don't necessarily blame him in a sense, but at the same time, he was given a direct opportunity to say something meaningful to his young audience. And what did he come up with?
I don't know.
Is that the best he could come up with? Is he not a rapper and can he not think of something to say from the top of his head? But instead he laughed and he went with the ignorance card.
Honestly, I have no idea what's going on.
At this point, it's an active choice to not know what's going on. When you hear terms like genocide, ethnic cleansing, when you hear about children being decimated by the most high-tech weaponry on the face of the earth, does that not stir any type of emotion in you? None of that piques any shock or distress in you? And your first reaction is to laugh? And like, come on now. It's not because you don't know, it's because you don't want to know.
Have you not seen any news articles?
It's not even about being media trained or knowing what to say to appease both sides, but at the very least, show some compassion. People died, and just say something reassuring, something compassionate, as opposed to just laughing and saying, oh, I don't know, don't ask me this controversial question. I have a brand to protect. I have drinks to sell. Like, why are you asking me these difficult questions?
Less controversial questions, please.
Come on, man.
And by the look of his reaction, it was almost as if he was kind of expecting the question, but like really, really hoping it didn't come, which shows that he was actually thinking about the question beforehand. It wasn't a big surprise.
And if he chooses to laugh about it, that's his choice. But it's also our choice to point out that he was laughing at genocide. But the bigger picture is, you shouldn't expect anything from them. Them being these public figures, these celebrities, these influencers. And the bigger responsibility is on you, the one who buys the product, the one who puts your time and energy into these types of people. Where you put your business, where you put your followers, where you put your time and energy. This is the bigger picture. You don't ask military advice from the court jester. You don't ask deep philosophical questions to a clown. They're just there to entertain. And while an entertainer can say something very profound and stand for something, that's not primarily their job. Like we said, he was given an opportunity to say something meaningful and something purposeful, but he chose to be a sideman and just avoid the topic entirely.
And the thing is, he knows his audience. He knows that whatever he says, they might adopt. But look who's a part of the video again.
Is it controversial because you're afraid of losing sponsorships or maybe losing business?
It's one of two things. You don't care enough, or you're afraid of getting backlash.
And of course, people are going to come to his aid and come to his support saying, but he's just an entertainer, he's just a YouTuber, why are you asking him these questions? When you attain this type of influence, when you attain this type of fame, don't be surprised when you get questions like this. Because whether you like it or not, there's young people who look up to you. There's young people who put their money into your products, who buy your products, and they want to know if your values line up with theirs. And the message that he's sending, whether he knows it or not, I'm not bothered enough to learn about this horrific thing that's unfolding during my lifetime. You know, people will say like, oh, that's his reaction to everything, laughing. KSI, there's been a horrific accident involving your... And this message isn't for KSI himself. This message is primarily towards the young Muslims that watch him, that support him, that buy his products. And the bigger picture is who you choose to follow, who you choose to support, and whose product you choose to buy.
And the same with Selena Gomez. I wish I could change the world, but a post won't. She shared to her 420 million followers. She's not even trying to change the world. Imagine sharing such a defeated mindset to over 400 million people. That's a crap ton of people. who you were influencing to might share the same thoughts now. If everyone had that mentality, nothing would change. It's like throwing your trash on the street. I'm just one person, it's not gonna make a big difference, right? Said, how many million people? We're gonna be swimming in trash.
That would be America.
Wow.
When the last tear has been cried, when the last drop of blood has been shed, these people will continue to make movies and music. And they'll ask you for your support. Hey, don't forget to buy my album. Hey, don't forget to buy tickets to watch my new movie. And they'll continue to ask you to buy their products and support them. But don't forget that they didn't lend their support when it really mattered. And you know what? They're the one who's controversial. It's too controversial for me to support someone who doesn't care about genocide.
And this applies to everyone and anyone who has a following, big or small, including us.
And honestly, this isn't a message to these celebrities and personalities and whatever. This is a message to you, the Muslim, or anyone else who watches our videos. Where you lend your support matters. Where you put your follow, where you put your money matters. And don't be like Selena. It's not just one person. You matter. Oh, ugh, that sounds so good. You matter.
Using your voice matters. So whatever influence you might have, use it for good. Because when you're silent in a time of oppression, you're choosing the side of the oppressors.
There'll be people who say like, oh, that's just him. That's just his personality. He just laughs at everything. If you're a grown man and can't control your emotions.
But the issue is like, I feel like it's not brave. Like, it shouldn't be called bravery. That's the annoying part. It's not controversial, but they're calling it controversial, you know? Like, it's not brave to speak against genocide. It's literally human.
Have some compassion. This message primarily is to the young Muslims that watch him, the people who support him and buy his products, and not him specifically, or any other celebrity or internet personality.
Ramadan is getting very, very close, so make sure to start now to get a good head start. I don't know. Start preparing now already so you are...
Ramadan is approaching, so start preparing now.
Yeah. Ramadan's approaching, so get a head start and start
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum. We'll see you in the next one. She has to sleep.